Welcome back to Pen and Prosper, a podcast where JT Lawrence and I discuss writing and publishing and author mindset and everything in between. Welcome back, friend.
Fair. I'm
Well,
completely, I
was
was
not
like
expecting me to
completely in
say.
dreamland there for a second. I'm so sorry. Hi, Delport. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm
Good.
good.
Nice to
It's
see you.
beautiful. You too, you too.
Okay, Delport,
Okay.
what do you want to talk about today?
So today we will be doing a craft episode for the first time in a
Ooh,
long time. And we are going to be discussing writing, but more specifically, tropes in writing.
awesome.
Okay, which I think is really relevant because it does lead into marketing.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Now more than
because
ever.
yes, you're setting up any sort of all the keywords at the back end. If you want to go onto TikTok, there's just we're leaning hard into tropes at the moment. So
Yeah.
I thought we could discuss different tropes, how we can use them, and what they are, what tropes are, and what popular tropes are in fiction. Because I think to not use them would hurt you in
Yeah.
your
Yeah,
in your writing.
definitely.
Um,
Should we just say
mm,
what they are first? Because some people
yes,
might not
shall
know,
we?
or they might just have a negative, they might have a negative connotation.
Yes,
Because if you like us and you grew up reading like proper literature, then tropes are seen as a bad thing. You know, when you say,
yes,
"Oh, that movie was so tropey, that book was so tropey," like it means it was unexpected, it was cliche, there were no
yes,
surprises, it wasn't satisfying. So that is
yes,
not what we're talking about. We're not talking about cliches. We're talking about
yes,
actual tropes.
yes. And I saw the definition of a cliche is actually a trope done poorly or without intention.
That,
Yeah, and I love a good trope. I mean, give me a love
yeah,
triangle. And like so, and
yeah,
readers are hungry for them.
definitely.
Um,
A good way to explain it to people who still maybe think of them as negative things is that it's all about meeting expectations, right?
yes,
So when a reader picks up a romance book, you know that they want romance, they want like the meet cute or whatever, and they want a happy ending. And if you don't have those
yes,
things, then it's not romance.
yes,
You'll let the reader down, and it'll be a bad experience for everyone. So
yes.
a lot of people compare it to like food. If you feel like a McDonald's burger and you go and you order a McDonald's burger and then you get like a gourmet salad, you're not going to be happy, even though the
The
gourmet
salad is
salad might be a
fantastic.
better product or
Yeah,
whatever. It doesn't matter.
yeah,
You wanted the McDonald's burger. So it's
yes.
all about expectations.
And I also think that new writers often can be a little bit arrogant and think, well, my book's so good that people will
Yeah.
forgive X, Y, and Z. That is not the case. A reader knows what they want.
I think if
Okay.
you really are well established and you're a brilliant writer and you've got a very strong fan base, then you do have more freedom. Then you can start
Yes.
mixing and playing around and stuff. And I think that's great if you're in that
Space.
situation. But the regular writer, definitely not. And you have to be very careful about managing expectations.
Yes. Okay, so that is what tropes are. And then obviously there is some overlap, but there are a lot of tropes that have just become popular in certain
Mm, mm,
genres.
yeah.
So let's take three big genres and discuss the tropes in them. Otherwise, we'll be here all day because this could go on.
Right.
I once asked for a trope list on the internet, and
Yeah.
it's like in the movie when they open the scroll and it just grrr. I mean, it can go on
I
for
know, I
days.
know.
So I
But
think
have you
let's
been to
just
TV tropes?
no.
TV tropes, Delport, you are going to love it.
I mean, it's a
It's
good.
like it's a wiki and it's got like absolutely every trope known to man.
Oh,
They give examples. They reference pop stuff and like it's just so
so
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
So I actually asked Chat for some tropes. I fed Guardians and I said, what are the tropes in my book? Because I wasn't, and some of the ones that came out were really, really good, like Hidden City, and
Oh.
like it's one that I never would have used, but apparently Hidden City is quite a big trope in
Oh
fantasy.
wow.
It was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
Okay, so
awesome.
let's take so that we're not here all day. Let's take the genres that we predominantly write in. So maybe
Okay.
our fantasy and romance. So, shall we start with let's start with romance because I think romance is the most tropey.
Yeah, yeah.
Are
Romance
hungry.
readers identify
Yeah.
tropes very early on, and they just know. Does it have this? Does it have
Yes.
this? And then I'm in or
Yes.
I'm out, whatever. If Ali
Sorry.
Hazelwood writes an enemies to lovers, I'm like completely there. Like I'll throw money at that
At
book.
that. Yeah, and I love how romance readers are so geared to their tropes. Like if a couple walks into a hotel, you better be sure there's only one bed.
Yeah.
Okay, so shall we discuss some of the popular ones? So I do have a list here. Just the top five that came up in a search was enemies to lovers,
hmm
grumpy sunshine,
hmm
forced proximity, age gap, secret billionaire. Secret billionaire is big at the moment, isn't it?
I didn't. I was going to say I didn't know that. Secret. I didn't even know that the
So
secret
do you know
billionaire
how
thing
I
exists.
know that? You're gonna laugh, but I don't watch TV. I never ever switch my TV on, but I watch Drama Box.
Okay.
In fact, I'm going to mortify myself and say I don't just watch Drama Box. I watch Dream Short, Shorts Wave, Shorts, Real Shorts. I watch all the Drama Boxes. Okay. Have you seen them? They'll come up on your
No.
Facebook. They are, yeah, wait, let's see if I don't know if we get flagged if I like play like a quick snippet. So I'll give you an example. Friend, so addictive. So addictive. Like bad. It's this.
No. No, Delport.
I'm obsessed. And they are so tropey and they're so bad, but they're like mindless.
But how
Anyway,
can that be satisfying?
you'd be surprised. Just
Really?
watch what I'm gonna send you one.
Very interesting.
It's so bizarre. It's you know what it is? I don't know. It's just they're so addictive and they're so bad and the scripting is so bad, but you're like, oh, you know
What's going
exactly
to
what's
happen?
gonna happen, but you're still pleasantly surprised. Anyway, and on there, I've noticed on all of them, there's all these secret billionaire,
Oh, really?
and they're called the most ridiculous names, like, oh, my baby daddy is a billionaire, or my my
Maybe.
maid is a secret heiress, or like, no, you can't. Secret billionaire is definitely on the rise. So,
Okay, I did not
yeah.
know it was even a thing. So thank you for teaching me about that.
Okay, so those are the ones that came up in a search, but I kind of
Hmm.
agree with you. I think there's more popular ones. Let's talk about bad. What did you lean into? Which tropes did you lean into with bad?
So mine was opposites attract because their personalities
Okay.
were very different. You know, he's like this billionaire who wears a suit in the city, and she's like a hippie bro.
Okay.
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 So there's like a tiny bit of enemies to lovers because of that conflict. But it's mostly opposites attract.
Okay.
Then it's obviously billionaire, which is just a trope on its own.
Big yes. It doesn't have to be a secret.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's kind of forced proximity because she gets injured in the first scene and he rescues her, and then she's in his hotel room while she recovers. So it's
Okay.
not forced, like she can leave, but she's been injured, so she stays and like he looks
Okay.
after her. So kind
Okay.
of forced proximity, mafia, um, who did this? You know that who did this trope?
Yeah, who did
Did
this
this
to
to
you?
you? Yeah.
Who hurt you? Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good one.
And then there's lots of banter doesn't count as a trope, but when you're listing tropes and you have banter in there, it seems to
Okay.
do well.
Okay.
Yeah. And then obviously
Okay.
just lots and lots of spice, but that's not a trope either. That's more of a spice level.
Expectation. Talk
Yeah.
about managing expectations.
Yes. One of the reviews the other day said, there's very little story and a lot of sex. And I'm like,
Oh,
yes, I'm gonna
really? You're
screenshot
like,
that and make it an
that's what I
ad.
want.
Yeah,
But you always said that. We didn't write this book to
for the story.
as your heart song. It was yeah. It was
Yeah.
like when I went to watch I went years and years ago, a group of us girls went to watch Magic Mike. And one of my friends, as we were coming out of the movie house, she said, you know, it wasn't a very good storyline. I said, we were not here for the plot. Like,
Story.
what are you talking about?
People are criticizing the latest Mission Impossible, which I haven't seen. They're
No,
like,
not
oh,
me.
it's so predictable, like it's like nothing new happens. I'm like, what did you expect? It's
Yeah,
full of
shame.
action apparently, and it's like it's perfectly on brand. Like the people who love Mission Impossible love that movie.
Yes.
It's got
Yes.
everything and more. And then people are like,
Yeah.
oh no, but like it was so like this the same as before. Obviously, it's gonna be the same. Or like,
Yeah.
what do they want? Do they want like a big character arc change? Is Tom
Yeah.
Cruise gonna like fall in love and
Suddenly,
retire? Like, what
yeah.
do they want?
Give the people what they want.
Me.
People are so quick to criticize
I know.
the
I know.
arts these days.
Yeah,
I think
they
it's
are.
just it's almost become too accessible now. Books are so readily available. Films, people are pirating them. Like, I think everything is just so readily available. There's no magic. They're losing the magic of it. It's like, what's wrong? Why are you looking at me? Have I got something in
I
my
just,
nose?
yeah, no.
You suddenly
I,
like went like,
no, I'm thinking because I do agree, but I don't think that's the reason. I don't think
okay.
people are keyboard warriors because there's so much art out there. Because at the end of the day, you'll still watch what you want to watch, and
Yeah.
you can only watch so much. It doesn't matter if there are 100 movies on Netflix I want to see. I can only watch one at a time. So
Maybe
I
it is
don't.
the fact that you're behind the screen and there's less accountability and it's so much easier
I
to
think.
criticize
I
something.
think so. Yeah, like why would you spoil someone else's fun by like and I'll just use the Mission Impossible thing again because we've really spoken about it. But why would you say like, oh, that sucked so bad? Like why? Why? There are
Yeah.
people there that love that movie. Why do you
Yeah.
feel like you need to piss on their rainbow? Just let them. You know
Also,
what?
it's
It's
almost
like
like
those
their opinion
guys.
matters more.
Yeah, like oh no, I'm
Yeah.
better than you because
Yeah.
I can tell that like that plot is predictable. So
Yeah.
I'm just
Like a
slightly better
highbrow
than you.
reader, my favorite
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah, exactly. And you know how there's this trend now of guys criticizing women for reading smut? They're like, oh, it's just
Ah,
porn in a book. So
yes.
what? First of all, so what if it's porn in a book? Second of
Yeah.
all, so men can have porn, but women can't have smut. What's that
Yeah.
about?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it really rubs me up the wrong. Oh, that was the wrong, probably not a good way to describe it.
Does it rub you up the wrong way?
Yeah, it really irritates me. But why can't girls have fun, frivolous things? Why
No,
not?
I know. It is a bit weird. I've seen I've come across one or two accounts on Instagram where there's been these husbands who read their wife's stuff, or like while
Oh,
their wife's
yes.
reading the porn, they cooking. And I love that. It's like
Yeah,
such a
it's so
supportive
great.
display of like, I
Yeah,
really love those. Like
yeah.
more of those boys on Instagram,
Love that.
please.
Love that. Yeah. And it's surprising how many men are reading smut and are public about it and like and then their girlfriends will video them reading.
Did you see the Aussie guy who like skyrocketed on TikTok? And there were so many bitter Bessies saying, "Oh, I've been trying to build my TikTok for 10 years and I only have like 200 followers. And this guy just comes in and he's got like 200,000." And listen, I get it. It's a bitter pill to swallow. It's hard. But firstly, have you seen his biceps? And secondly, this poor oak didn't like, I feel sorry for him because he's a genuine reader. He works in a tractor. You can see he's in his tractor half the time.
Really?
Friend, he seems like he's probably one of the nicest people ever. He came on to Book Talk, like cautiously, like came in and did a review or like said, I like books. And
Oh,
well, the comments, this oak has been propositioned in the most filthy, like, because Spicy Book Talk got hold of him.
oh,
And
nice.
oh, they are a
Uh,
bunch, let me tell you. So, but like, I don't know how he keeps a straight face. He seems like such a humble chap, but now he's got his own book club, and now he's been offered a
Really?
book deal, friend.
No.
He's been offered a book deal. Authors are up in arms, and I'm just going, oh, more power to him. He seems like a
Exactly.
nice guy. Like,
Amazing.
let's not hate on the poor Aussie oak.
What's his
No one
name? Do you
was
know?
I'll find it on my TikTok and I'll send it to you. No
Okay.
one was more surprised than he about this success. Like you
It's
can see,
awesome.
it's like, yeah, it's very, very cool. But there are a lot of hate, like a lot of hate. And I just don't get it. I'm
I don't
like,
get it
oh no.
either. Why can't we just all be happy and have nice things?
This word, I keep seeing this word, and I don't know, perhaps the chef's kiss. I see it
Mm,
everywhere. The chef's kiss. It's become quite a
mm.
popular marketing phrase. I don't actually know exactly what it means. I'm assuming it's like perfection, like it is the
Yeah.
perfect, but okay.
If you're reviewing something and you say that like it has a chef's kiss ending, like
Okay, it's like
you can't
perfection.
improve on it. It's just so good. Yeah.
Okay, so that is romance. Right. Then we've got fantasy, which they are pairing with romantasy, obviously for obvious reasons. Those tropes are so much stronger, hey?
Mm.
They have given The Chosen One. It's one of my favorites, my
Me
absolute
too. I
favorite.
love it. And I'm actually
And
writing it for my next series.
if you look at Harry Potter, if you look at Percy
Mm.
Jackson, if you like, there's a reason. Powerful female lead with hidden magic. I think that is so. It's a feast, fierce female, fierce FMCs.
Yes.
And that's a huge sell. I've noticed a lot of ads and stuff. Well, or like when you're promoting your book on TikTok, you always talk about this main protagonist being
Yeah.
fierce or feisty or strong or
Yes. Yes.
villain love interest slash morally grey. very, I think that goes a little bit hand in hand with the enemies to lovers. And then
Yes.
soulmates or fated mates. I must
Yeah.
say, fated mates, I'm not a huge fan. I think
Me
it's,
neither.
I don't know why, because people love it.
It's such a big thing, hey?
Oh, I would love there to be like a fated mates fantasy book where actually she ends up with like her neighbor's cousin, like just some random guy, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about your urban fantasy. I think it's nice to relate it to you because obviously as you're more familiar with the tropes you've used. And did you write any tropes that were unintentional or were they all planned?
I think a lot of them were unintentional, but I did use TV tropes for my first urban fantasy series, and it helped a lot because I'd never
Okay.
written urban fantasy before. And like I kind of knew tropes just from growing up, reading, watching movies and stuff. But when you see them listed like that, it's so cool because you can say, "Oh, I love that trope. I love that trope." And then I just got a whole lot
Yes.
of them together, and then it helps with plotting so much, obviously.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm definitely going to do that for this series that I'm going to write now. I'm so
Okay.
excited about doing that. It's such a fun part of the process for me. And one thing I did, which was unusual, is that my main character is a girl wizard. So I mean,
Yes.
she's a
So
woman, but
cool.
like girl wizard, yeah. Because
Yes.
I've never seen that done before, and I thought it would be interesting.
Very cool.
Side note, translate it makes translations difficult because when an
Oh,
AI program translates your work, they automatically think a wizard is a man,
it's a
right?
male.
So it keeps
And also,
swapping.
do you know what else is really hard, funny enough, about witch and wizard is that there's no collective noun.
Yes,
So when you group them together as magic people,
yes.
it's really hard. I find when I'm writing urban fantasy, I'll be like, no witch could ever, or wizard for that matter. Like you, I feel like I always want to mention both
Both
because,
in yes,
but it makes it really, really awkward to
yes.
write. I find it very clumsy and very cumbersome.
Oh, maybe we
It's
should come
almost,
up with something.
yes. So you having done that, you probably, without even realizing it, made your life a bit easier because everyone was a wizard, wasn't it? Or was it
No, not
just her who was a
everybody.
wizard?
No,
Oh,
no,
was it
she was
just
a
her?
wizard. Yeah, and that's why it's what caused conflict with the witches because they weren't used to having a girl wizard around, and they're like, "Who are you? What do you think you're doing?" The boy
Okay.
wizards didn't like her because she's a girl, and it was like, so
Was there a
she,
difference in your magic system that made one a wizard and one a witch?
no, they used the same magic system because it was written for Micah. It
Then
was the
what's
same
why
magic
was she a
system.
wizard and not a did she just identify as a wizard?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't
Look
know. She
at
was just a
you.
wizard. I mean,
It's
she was
so
born a
woke of
wizard.
you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to say like, a rose by any other name. So what made her a wizard as over it? Like if the witches were giving her grief, she couldn't just go like, well, it's fine. I'm a witch today.
No, well, they are very different. I mean,
Okay.
just because a wizard is usually male, it's not the same as a witch. A witch is not the same as a wizard. You get male witches.
What is the difference? I don't know what the
Yeah.
difference. I thought a wizard and a witch are just a male and a female.
No, wait. Think of Gandalf. Would
Mm.
he if Gandalf was a woman, he wouldn't be a witch. He would be a wizard. Like that dude is a wizard.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I
True
mean?
story. True story.
They're different
Yes, yes.
archetypes. And witches
That's
are
kind of
like
cool.
it is cool. Witches are like earth magic
Yes.
and
Elementals
like
and
yeah, that kind of thing. Whereas wizards are like usually old men with beards and a staff. Like it's just a
yeah.
different vibe.
And then did you do that in Cursebreaker? No.
No, Cursebreaker, she's just a regular witch. Well, she's a green
Oh,
witch. You get so many
so
different
boring.
kinds. But
So
she's a
boring, Jessie.
Cursebreaker.
Oh, there we go.
That's what makes her special. She's a Cursebreaker. She's an assassin.
Okay. Let's go back to these tropes. So we had these powerful female leads. Sorry, what other tropes did you use? Or have you
Found
listed?
family. I love found
Okay.
family.
Yes.
Orphan. I got from the TV trope thing. I didn't know that
Okay.
most urban
Yes.
fantasy main characters are orphans. So
Yes.
actually, I've got my blood magic character is an orphan, and my Cursebreaker main
Are
character
both
is
orphans.
yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I'm gonna mix it up, I think, with the third one, but it's gonna be something like that. Our YouTube subscriber thing is up to 89, I believe, which I'm very happy with.
I saw that. I cannot wait to get to 100. I don't understand
No,
why we don't have 100. I feel like
we'll
just
get
family
there.
and friends should be a little bit more supportive than that. But
Yeah.
Lloyd, are you subscribed to our YouTube channel, The Pen and Prosper? I mean, There it is. Your
What
best
about his
friend's not
entire
going to
family though?
subscribe. I've also started on my YouTube posting stuff, so I'm hoping to build that. Okay,
Oh, good, good.
let us go back to these tropes. Okay, so tropes with a twist. Okay, so if if writers want to incorporate tropes into their book, which they absolutely do and they should, so anyone watching this saying, "I don't want," yeah, you do, you want to use a trope.
And it
Um,
makes it more fun. So don't think of it as like, oh, I have to put tropes in. It's so much more fun.
what am I looking at? Oh, he subscribed. Woo!
Woo, 90.
Yay! Okay, but I think the key is to keep it fresh, to do tropes with a twist.
Yeah, definitely.
So, shall we just talk through a few ways that people can incorporate tropes without it becoming cliched? How do you stop the trope from becoming the cliche?
I'd say that's a difficult thing to answer because I think as a writer, if you are any good at telling a story, then you write with surprises and twists and turns.
Yes.
So it should happen automatically. Like I don't have any specific advice. Like how do you make a trope not a cliche? Like you're writing,
Yes, true
you'll be able.
story.
Yeah.
It's on the author. I think the onus is on the author to not suck.
So
Really.
just don't suck. That's our advice for the
Don't
day.
suck and use good tropes. This did give me some ideas here. So the one was to subvert expectations.
Yes, that's
So
great.
you like make the chosen one the villain,
Yeah,
which could be. I'm trying to think of anything that I've read that as an example, like where that's happened.
that's very
Um,
cool.
maybe like Gone Girl.
I love those
Wasn't
like
Gone
big
Girl?
twists. Yeah, I love Gone
Yes.
Girl.
So I
Yeah.
think that did exactly that, where the chosen
She was the
she became the
victim.
villain.
Yeah.
Yes. Blend tropes, so blending. So you take Grumpy and Sunshine and Forced Proximity and Fated
hmm
Mates or whatever
hmm
you wanted to do. What does gender swap roles for a modern angle mean?
Gender swap for what?
Roles for a modern angle.
So maybe that would be a girl wizard.
Yes, I think that's exactly it. I think you did. Look at you
Look at me.
getting ahead of the curve. It's basically just saying like the trope is not tired, but your execution needs to
Yeah.
meet the reader's expectations.
Yeah.
You see, friend, if there's anything else, lean into them. Don't be afraid of them. Use them to build expectations. Oh, yes. Using it in your marketing. I don't know if you want to bring that up because it says readers often search by trope. Use them in your marketing.
Yeah. So you can take some people are doing this successfully. I've got it on my A plus content on Amazon, I think. You take your book cover and you put little arrows around it and you talk about the tropes. It's called a trope card.
Okay.
And you list the tropes that you think will that are inherent to the book and will find the right reader. And then you can use that in a Facebook ad. I don't think I've ever used it as a Facebook ad, but maybe I should try that. But you can put it on your Amazon A plus content. You can put it on your Shopify store. In fact, Pierre's team has just asked for all my tropes so they can list them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think using tropes for marketing is crucial. I agree with you. That could be really interesting to see if your trope card as an ad, if it
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah, I
Because
think
I
I'm gonna
think
try that.
BookTok are used to seeing them now. And
Yeah.
if Facebook ads are working as they should be targeting
Yeah.
people that would probably be on BookTok.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna
you're gonna
try
let
that.
us know. Oh my gosh, do you know what we forgot to talk about in our
Catch up.
catch up mid journeys video animation?
Video. Yes.
My friend. So have you played with it yet?
No, no, I can't. I cannot do that until I knock some things off my list.
Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick example of what I created. And it is just, I mean, it's just,
That's amazing. Wow, that's amazing. That's
can you
incredible.
ever?
I love
Can you
it.
ever?
Are you going to do a
If
Facebook ad with that immediately?
should I do it? Can I? A video?
Yeah. Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, I'm going to do it as soon as I'm finished and make a note. Because I need to
Back into
editing
the
this
US.
later. Back into the US, that come. And I've got some really cool like dragon images. Yeah, maybe I should just try one. Do you think that one with the guy is a good one?
I think it looks excellent. The only thing I'll say is apparently conversion rates on video are less, but I mean, that's such a super cool creative to use.
It's
Cool for
really
your
nice.
brand. Like I would definitely try it. I'm gonna try it too.
Do a video. And then the other one is the I'm gonna let you test the
Trope card.
yes. Would you like me to
Yeah.
test the video? I mean, I'll try.
If you want to, I'm going to test it anyway. But
Okay.
I mean, it's such a
Trope
great
card.
little video. I
Okay.
just
And
want
I'm
to,
gonna I'm
when I
gonna
see work like that, I just want to show everyone. And sometimes you just have to pay people.
yes.
You have to pay in order to show
Yes.
people stuff, even if there's not a
Yes.
great conversion.
100%. If nothing else, people get to see what I did and it's cool.
Yeah, this is a cool video I made. That cost me
Yeah.
$100.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, there's some really, really, I'll actually, after that, when we log off to, I'm going to send you a couple of my favorites because, like, I've got this cool one of this girl and there's a dragon behind her and he's got his head down and then he starts walking and she
Oh my
starts swinging
God.
magic. No, friend, it is
Oh my God.
amazing.
You can't go wrong with dragons. It's dragons.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong, surely. Even in
Although
the
you would
US,
think, you would think. All
even
right,
if
so
the bloody algorithm change.
I'm gonna gear up to spend a whole lot of money to show people my new video I made.
Okay.
I'm
Think of it as a
excited.
gift to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't include it in the ROI.
So I need to seriously try and figure out how to grow my I had the Facebook page with like
Mm,
3,000 likes or whatever it is. And I'm sorry, but uh,
mm,
so when I lost access to that when I had my meta debacle 5, 6 years ago, I never reopened another Facebook page. I opened my group, as you know. I love my group. I
mm,
love interacting with the people there. They know all
mhm.
about my cats and my husband and all that. But I realized now with Facebook ads, I really had to open a new page.
Of course.
Friend, it's got 179 people on it.
Okay.
It looks terrible.
Don't
I
worry. You
need
know
I
why?
need to figure out how to grow it
I know I
quickly.
have the answer.
Oh, tell me.
So this will obviously ramp up when you ramp up your Facebook ad spending. But what I do, I go into every single ad of mine and I invite everyone who has
Yes.
commented or
Commented
liked
or
or
liked.
whatever.
Even if they
And
are foreign country. It's fine. You just
yeah, I do. I do. And I
okay.
have grown so, well, obviously, you know how much money I spend on Facebook ads, so it makes sense.
Yes, yes,
But
it's
I've grown
huge.
so quickly over the last few months because of Facebook advertising. So
Okay.
don't forget to do that.
Okay. I'm gonna do that then because yeah, I need to get it up. I do feel like my ads would perform better if my page had more likes. Does
Yeah,
that make sense? Because you just
it
look
probably would. Yeah.
so I need to grow that and I thought maybe I should just set up some ads purely to get Facebook likes.
Yeah.
And you can there's like a way to do that quite sneakily where you can target like very lesser cheap countries, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the right thing. It's just that perception. People looking at it going,
Yeah.
I'll show. And I had a big page. I had a beautiful
Yeah, I
page, but
know.
I lost access and now it just floats.
But you can ask your in your author group, say, guys, please join the page. Obviously, I mean that should give you a couple hundred or thousand.
Where no, you'd be surprised.
Really? How many
I mean,
people in your author
Lloyd,
group?
have you liked my Facebook page?
But you must ask them, say, guys, this is a
Yeah.
new,
Please
please
help
like,
me.
yeah,
Actually, I might do that. I'll be like, look, we're testing ads. Can you go? It's I just need the numbers there. I need the
yeah,
numbers so that it looks, I think it is definitely not helping
yeah,
me because it shows when you run an ad. They see it
yeah,
and they'd be like, oh
yeah,
shame, look at this noob,
yeah.
it's nothing. So
But you will get there. You will get there. Something else you
yeah.
can do. I think this tip came from Steve Higgs. I'm not sure. He puts a link to his page, or yeah, it is to his page in the copy of his ad, in his ad. So
Okay.
if someone's like already seen your ad or they already bought your book, or whatever, but they're still there, then they might choose to follow
Like
your
a
page.
page.
I don't
Okay.
know. I think it was from him. I've never tried it.
Yeah, I need to deep dive. It's on my list is to grow that because I do think my ads will just perform better the
Yeah.
more. So I did pay to have it meta verified. I thought that might help. And
Oh yeah,
also
that's
because
good.
after losing my last one, I thought I'm not
Yeah.
risking that again.
Yeah.
At least if it's verified, I should have a higher chance of not having any issues.
Yeah.
You just get a little bit better service. Also, my thing was every time I opened a new author page after I lost it, they
Yeah.
would delete it because they said I was impersonating myself.
Oh my God.
So I can't access that page. And even with meta verification, I had a long chat with him the other day. Cannot get it back. It just floats in cyberspace. I was like, there's photos of my kids on there. Like, you should take it down. All right. So I'm excited for the trope card testing because I have some of those.
Okay, great. Great. I need to
Yeah.
do one for blood magic. I've got for everything else, I think.
Okay. But then why
Yeah.
don't you just test that one to start?
Yeah, I will. I
Okay.
will.
And the video, I'm going to try my video. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I think that's everything we can talk about with tropes. Look, it is a very long convoluted topic, but I think just to bring it to attention,
Yeah.
to writers' attention, go and search your tropes, include them in your books as much as possible, use them in your marketing. Definitely can't hurt. I think it's gonna,
And
it's
like
a
you did, feed it into Notebook LM and ask about what
yes,
tropes there are, because there'll be ones there
tropes.
that you don't even know you've written. Like one of mine is
Okay,
slow burn romance. I would never have thought of that,
okay.
and identified that. So that's just an example.
All right. And then before we go, a huge thank you to our paid subscribers. Honestly, it's so cool when someone puts money behind it and says, you know what, you guys are adding value. And I'm assuming that that's why they would they would put their hard-earned
Thanks,
money there.
guys. You
But
paid
yeah,
for Melissa's Zoom bill last month, so thank you very much.
yes, they did, which was
Oh,
wonderful. So yes, so to Vicky Tait and to Monique Thatcher, a big thank you.
thanks,
We
guys.
so appreciate you guys, and yes, let's hope that you are the front runners of a big one.
Yeah. Oh, and we
It
should
would be
probably
amazing.
say that if you do want to become a paid member, it's via Substack because I think
Yes,
most of our viewers are actually on YouTube, which is great, and we
yes,
love having you there, subscribers. But if you want to
yes,
subscribe, then it's via Substack.
yes. If you want to support and be a magic patron, which just helps us to feel like it's yeah adding value, then
Yeah.
head over to Substack. We are both on there, and Pen and Prosper. Friend, well, I will see you next week. Have a beautiful Friday, and yes, happy writing. May the
Thank
words.
you.
Oh, you're not
Thank
writing.
you. Oh, I'm
What am
so
I talking
writing. I'm
about?
so excited.
Oh, you're
I'm just gonna
writing.
write on the train. I'm gonna write on the
Okay.
train because I love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, friend. Have a lovely
Okay.
Friday.
Thanks, Delport.
Okay.
Nice to see
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Why didn't you wave?